when you're generating a report, you might get this screen. This screen means that it's actually building up the information to be contained within the report. After a short while, it will disappear, and you should be left with your report information. So, our report has now completed processing, and it now lists all of the information that has been defined within the report definition for this actual report. Okay? I'm just going to highlight now the areas of the report that are of use, and also commonality between all of the other reports. When you run any report, you'll notice that you'll have this taskbar here. Okay? On the left hand side of the taskbar, it will list the amount of pages that you actually have for your report. Left clicking on the forward arrow will take you through the pages for the specific report, just as I'm doing here. Okay. Next to this, you'll have your percentage view button, and this will allow you to increase the view of the actual report for better interrogation, or decrease it so you can see how the report looks overall. So it's all down to personal preference. You get the option of whether or not how you want to actually view this report. On the right hand side, next to the zoom function, you also have a find button, and this find button allows you to search for specific elements within the report, because as you can see from our number of pages here, there are lots of elements within this report. So pressing this find will rotate through the actual report, finding each instance of whatever it is that you've put in here. I've typed in the word Nick, so it is now finding all the instances of Nick. And for every instance of Nick, every time you press find or next, it will rotate through each individual one, highlighting it as it finds each person called Nick, if indeed there are more than one. And you'll notice that it will skip the pages as well to the relevant sections. Right. Page 14. There's another person that fulfills our criteria. Now, on the right hand side of the find and next option, you have the format for export. You'll see here that this option here, export, is actually greyed out, and this is how we actually create our report in an external format so we can actually deliver it to whoever requires that report. And the formats that we can use are listed when you hit the drop down arrow, and these include an XML file, a CSV file, a TIFF file, an Adobe PDF, a web archive, and an Excel file. The main ones that you'll be using will include Excel, PDF, and CSV. Sometimes you might use an XML file, which allows you to actually use this for reporting data within SQL Server, so you can actually use this to populate web pages, but the majority of times we use either CSV or PDF. A CSV file is basically an Excel file that will export all of these columns and rows so it can actually be edited and used within an Excel driven program, and it can also be used to import into existing databases and the like. A PDF is pretty much a static snapshot of a report. It's like a Word document, but it's not editable, and it's also very small in size. So for this demonstration I'm going to use Adobe PDF. So I'm going to select Adobe PDF, which means when I press export, I'm going to export this whole report, all 34 pages of it to a PDF file. So if I just click export, it exports it out to a separate PDF file. Now at this point you'll be offered the option to either open it or save it. If you open it, that means you haven't saved a local copy at this moment in time, but you can save it after you've actually opened it using the File Save option. So for purposes of illustration, I'll just open this normally, and it will use your Adobe Reader, which is automatically installed on your PCs. And as you can see here, in our nice Adobe window, you have a copy of the report, all 34 pages of it. Alright? And you can manipulate this report to be sent to other people using the file and edit commands, but you will not be able to manipulate the content of the report because this is basically like a static photo. As you can see, I can't actually activate anything in this report. So with this PDF, if I actually wanted to save a copy of it, I would select File and then Save a Copy. I would then select wherever I wanted to actually save this report to. So if I wanted to save it to my desktop, I would give it the name that I wanted to save as, and it would save on my desktop. If I press save, it will save it to that location. Alternatively, you can press cancel and it won't actually save. So I'm just going to press cancel there, just to return to this. I don't want a copy of it on my desktop. If I wanted to send this as an email to somebody, for somebody else to actually view, I would select File and Attach to Email, which will automatically bring up the dialog box for sending an email with this document attached. Here we go. And now I can send that to whoever I desire. So I'll send it to me. And I'll put some information in the body of the message. Pressing the send button will allow it to send automatically using your Outlook mailbox, and you will also have a copy stored in your sent items. Oh, I'll just do a spell check here. Okay, once you've actually sent it, you returned to your PDF screen. Pressing close on the PDF screen closes it and returns you back to your standard report. If you want to refresh the information in the report, because bearing in mind the database for reporting is actually copied from the live WMA reporting database every 15 minutes, you can press the refresh button and this will refresh the report. You'll get the report generated screen sometimes as well if it's times of busy usage or high usage. Excellent, there we go, all back to normal. And just to the right of that you also have the print button, and this allows you to print this report natively inside Report Manager. Okay.